Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail and I'm back with more scrolls where today we're going to take a look at how I've progressed. You can see I've bought more growth cards. In fact, I kind of started to shun the 10 packs in the store and start to buy straight up pure growth scrolls, and it has been a boon to my existence. I did for a little bit try a growth order deck and that didn't work too well, but I've started to really build on my own growth deck, or just my own mono growth, and my goal is going to be first to try and build up one good solid deck before I branch into the other ones. I said last time I wanted to kind of cut the wheat from the chaff, as it were, in the deck, and I've gotten some really good cards that play well into my strategy. I'm going to just highlight my deck briefly before we go and play a ranked game, because as you can see in the top right, I have played a little bit of ranked games. I do have a little bit of rating. I am currently nothing to talk about though, and this deck is still a work in progress. So here's some key cards that really help me out. Ancestral Totem's good. My deck is one that kind of supposed to appear to be a weenie deck in a way, because I do have 3 Kinfolk Braves and they're one of my favorite cards. They're cheap and they're fast. But then I get other things out such as Kinfolk Veterans, Mangy Wolves, other wolves from Brother of the Wolf, and then suddenly this can really stack and I can have 2 of them out at once, possibly. Championship Ring's actually also been surprisingly effective for me, just because it's a cheap enchant good to throw around, but it is something that is possibly prone for replacement. The same can't be said for Leeching Ring, which has actually saved some of my cards really well. Some other key cards, there's obviously the Great Wolf, which I'm still looking for one more, and I did get a 3rd Vetter of the Wild. Don't underestimate this card. Getting your growth, your mana ramped up is huge, 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 huge. I also managed to get 3 Rallyings, so you'll see how that kind of changes the dynamic of my deck. However, I'm still looking for additional Crimson Bulls to add in, because this deck is bursty. That's kind of the idea, that's kind of the hope. But if there is one card that has won or done better for me than anything, it's Fertile Soil, and that's one that I am still looking for more cards of it, which is sacrificing a creature to draw 3 cards. And I have some creatures that are very easy to sack: Sisters of the Fox, Ragged Wolves, anything that looks like it's about to die, sometimes even Kinfolks. If it looks like they're going to eat it the next turn, drawing 3 cards is huge. Hopefully I'll be able to see that. Just 3 other notes about this deck before I get started. Essence Feast. It seems like a good card. Beasts do double damage to idols, and you get to heal your idols, but so far it's kind of been icing on the cake. It isn't something that's really won me any games yet. The same can be said for a character you may notice is no longer in my deck, and that is the Jarl, if I can find him. Actually, I do have 4 Rallyings, so hey, I got one to trade. But yeah, I don't have Kinfolk Jarl in there for kind of the same reason. He's good, but he's 7 growth, and usually by the time he's out, I've either won or lost. He hasn't really pushed the needle for me, like say something like Fertile Soil. Although there are some other cards that I do like. Wildling, I do kind of want to play with that just to see. I don't have it in right now, but that's something I could add later. Then on top of that, not the rat card. Blood Boil, I don't think that works with my strategy very well. Bunny's a fun card, because you can have a bunch of bunnies out there and then drop an Ancestral Totem and suddenly they all start nipping at your heels. Deathcap Berserk, I'm not entirely sure if it's a great card or not. I don't have it in right now, but I have 2. I can think of some uses, but not really for the deck I have built. Quake is the other one, and it's more of a reset button. I found myself kind of behind a few times where I'd really like to do a bunch of damage all at once, so that's kind of a oh shit card. I don't know if I'll keep it. I haven't actually had grounds to use it yet. But let's look at my profile real quick. I have played more games than I expected. So there we go, but I am at a little bit above a 60% win rate right now. And some of those surrenders were from people DCing or bugs, or I had a baby screaming, and it's going to always be the baby over the game. So let's just go real quick. And look, there's my rating. My ranking is still not very high, but there's more people buying the game, so let me just do a quick pause and then we're going to go into a ranked match. So let's go ahead. We're going to be using the mono growth deck, and we found a match to join already, so hopefully the other opponent joins, and there we go. I've been facing a lot of growth people, but today we have OG the Clever, or Og the Clever. So let's GLHF him, because I'm a polite elephant. It's a book my daughter doesn't particularly like, but she has. And this is going to be an energy deck, so this will be a good matchup because I don't play a lot of energy people. I run into a lot of growth. And this is interesting. So this is a Gravelock deck. Maybe this is a dual energy or something kind of deck. I'm not sure. But let's see here. He's relentless. Good for him. Okay, so we're going to get rid of Essence Feast because there's no way I'm using that turn 1. Let's go ahead and go for... Let's see here. I could get my Ragged Wolf out. That guy's not scary by himself, but he could be later. So if I can at least do 1 damage to him here, it's a start. Chances are he's an energy player, so he'll probably be able to burn that guy real quick. But I just want to get things out as fast as I can. That's why I'm going to be using Eye of the Eagle as soon as I can. Probably sack the Leeching Ring because it's just early. Okay, so this is actually, like I said, it's supposed to look like a squishy deck at first, but you kind of have to survive the calm before the storm, as it were. So let's go ahead and get some energy. Let's cast Eye of the Eagle and see if we can get something else out there. I don't really need 2 Brother Wolves right now, so I'll probably be getting rid of one of those next turn. But yeah, not a lot I can do right here, so I'll just see if he's smart. He's probably going to move this guy, and I assume all of my opponents are smart. I have had a few people that were obviously new and didn't know what they were doing, but generally if this guy's playing energy, he probably knows what's up. So he's going to drop something else in the middle row or the back. I bet it is something that's not going to be pleasant. Like maybe a steam pump, I think it's called, I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. He's going to put a gunner there, so he's going to commit for controlling the center of the board. That's not a terrible strategy. Really don't need Essence Feast right now either, but unfortunately I can't summon anything that I have here. What I need is other cards. So we're not looking too hot here. This guy's gonna die regardless, so I may as well take down somebody with me. But if I can just survive sort of the first few turns and start to get these guys out, I'm gonna be in a happier place. So Proximity Charge, that's an interesting card because that one, if somebody hits it, it does 4 damage, and if somebody hits that one, it does nothing. So there we go, Sister of the Fox. That's the kind of stuff I want to start getting out. Because what makes Sister of the Fox good is that she is expendable, but she lets me draw another card, and that is a card I definitely want because it's going to help me ramp up my mana. Of course, he'll probably try and kill that, but at least that's a direct damage he won't be using on another creature later. So let's see, that guy hits for 4, and he has a cooldown of 2, so that is a really, really actually good set of stuff for just costing 3 energy. I mean, this is still beta. I mean, some cards are kind of overvalued, undervalued. I kind of think the Kinfolk Veteran could use to either have 1 less attack, probably, or 1 less defense. He's just so good. So let's see, we got a Catapult now, and I die there. Alright, so that Catapult's not going to go for 2 turns, so I got some time. Okay. Now these guys are all ranged attacks, so these walls are just going to be meat shields. Let's see, I got 5. I want to be able to use this guy at a time where it'll actually hurt something. That 4 damage is going to kill almost anything that I do. So let's go ahead and just... So he can do 2 damage and 4 damage. Let's go ahead and drop down here this guy. And I'll save Bear Paw for maybe a little later. Because I'm just going to let him. If he wants to take out that idol, he can take it out. My bigger deal right now is, okay, so he's probably got something up his sleeve where he wants to either pin this guy down, which he will do with 4 damage there. So I'll let him do the 2 damage. Leeching Ring's going to be good on something else. Let's go ahead and move you out of the projectile. Alright. How do we want to do this? Leeching Ring, you're good, but we're not really in a place to use you. Because we need to get this down. And we need to get... We need to get a Mangy Wolf down. Stat or Pronto or something. I really need to use an expendable guy to take that out, so... Let me just go ahead and put the wolf up here. So there we go. We got 6 energy. We have 2 cards. Right now I'd say he has the advantage because I haven't done as much as I'd like with that proximity charge is really a game changer. So there we go. Oh, he burnt the wall. That wasn't bad. That's 4 energy for 3 things to kill my wolf bro, so... Nice burn. This guy isn't talking back to me. So, that's okay. I've been playing really well off camera, so it figures that I struggle a little bit on it. So, is he going to do anything else? Yes, apparently he is. Alright, that is actually a really, really well-timed Copper Automaton because, I mean, pretty much he can move him up, he can move him down. I don't have a lot of choices for how to do this. Let's go ahead and see what other cards we can get. Some worthwhile stuff. I mean, what I'd love to do right now is to just take out these charges. But I don't really have a good sacrificial unit to do that with. So let's go ahead and bear paw this guy. Let's go ahead and drop. So here, you got 2 turns. So I'll have to come up with something clever here in a little bit. And we'll save this guy. Right now his haste isn't doing me a lot of good. But I haven't had much chance to use him yet either, so... Bear paw. So you're going to see he's about to get kind of the advantage here a little bit. But the longer he lets these guys live, and see he just killed it, the better off I'll be. So those are famous last words. So you're a good man, Mr. OG. And my Mangy Wolf is probably not going to be very happy. So down a little more. So I need... Rallying is actually a terrible card for me right now. Crimson Bull's not going to do a ton for me either. Ugh. Not a lot I can do right now. I hate getting rid of this card, but I desperately need cards. Desperately need cards. Something, anything, okay. I can work with this. Go ahead and poison you. Go ahead and put up a wall there. And we'll just go ahead and try and pin you. What's nice about the Eternal Statue is that it does heal 1, but this one's not going to survive the 1 hit from this guy. I guess the question becomes, what am I going to do here? I have Rallying, but I don't really have the creatures to take advantage of it. Okay, so he's just going to take out my guy. That's... Oh, that's interesting. 3 to take out a target structure. I haven't seen that card before. Oh, shit. So there's another guy. So he is really controlling the board right now. This is where, if I can't get established early... I hate getting rid of the tome, but... there's not a lot for me to do with it. So he's going to die next turn. I don't have to worry about him as much. We'll go ahead and let them square it out. I just want to get rid of that guy somehow. And right now I have a bunch of 5 mana junk. And I really need to get somebody down. So let's get down a Great Wolf. Let's put him down. The reason I'm going to put him down here is because he'll move that guy to kill him. He can move that guy to do damage to him. But if I put him down here, this guy's not going to do anything. So yeah. He does get healed 1, but this guy's going to kill him. Maybe double kill. That wouldn't have been terrible if that cannon hadn't been there for me to kind of sacrifice. Okay, so now he's getting some big stuff out. Useless contraption is just a pretty good wall. Okay. So he's doing a little more damage. And I get a second Great Wolf, which I may be able to make use of in time if I get clever here. So like I said, the haste is not doing me a lot of good. So I am going to get rid of this guy, as much as I don't want to. Let's see here. Can we actually make this work? Let's find out. I don't have a lot of cards. Neither is he. He's done some damage to me. If I can keep these guys alive, and that's where I'd love to have a leech ring or something, maybe it could work. So right now that gun automaton is the star of the show, and I have to hope that he doesn't do something to make this guy go in one turn, but chances are that's the exact card he has in his deck, because that's kind of the way this game's going right now. Okay, so he moves him back 1, which means he's going to put somebody else there. A destroyer. Alright. So I get 2 rallyings. Let me show you how this is going to work. 1, 4, and that guy's still going to live. And I don't know if that guy will actually do damage or not, so instead of having 2 rallyings, let me see if I can get something to buff him with. No. Oh, shit. Well, it looks like I'm going to lose 1 Great Wolf, but he will not have died in vain. In fact, I may have actually just done it because that's going to be 5, 10, 15. So let's see if we can use 1 more power here. I may not need that binding root after all, so let's see. 1. Okay, so that's interesting. So one of the proc charges works and one of the proc charges doesn't. So I thought it was just whichever one landed first. So that's the decoy. That other one did 4 damage, so this one's gonna die now, but for entirely different reasons. But if I can just keep up my momentum here, rallying's gonna help really, really well. Assuming he doesn't kill my entire board, which is always a possibility with energy. See, here we go. All damage dealt to enchanted is reduced to 1 for 3 rounds. What the fuck is that? So that, how is that just 1 mana? Okay, so that is fucked. And there's a charge coil. Okay, so what do we know? Another rallying. Pretty good stuff. And what is the chart? What the? I did not mean to bind the structure that can't move. Wow, okay, well, let me just actually pay attention to what I'm doing now. Because that charge coil, I just want to see what it does. A random opponent unit is dealt 1 damage. Meant to sack 4 cards. Yeah, as you see, I have not made a mistake like that in a good while. But today, apparently, I do seem to enjoy making those kind of errors. Alright, so that guy's gonna get hurt. Now I just have to hope that charge coil doesn't do a lot to me. Yeah, that one misclick may have just cost me this match, because those two cards probably could have done a lot, so that's why I say damn it. And now we have 2 charge coils. If that's all he can bring out, I may be in slightly better shape, but chances are he has a lot more up his sleeve. Okay, so there we go. That's the exact card I needed. Those charge coils recharge stupidly fast, though. So, in a way, let's see here. I definitely want to take out the one that I know I can kill right there. So let's see. That's all I need with that, and I can save rallying for another turn. So, there we go. Would have been nice to have had that last round, perhaps. But rallying is just so good. But I really wish there was a way I could specifically know, hey, I didn't want to enchant this guy that can't be enchanted. I mean, really entangling root shouldn't apply to structures, but I guess there are a few cards that do let you move around structures. So if you want to root a wall to some place for some godforsaken reason, that's fine. So Catapult of Goo, that is an interesting selection of a place for that, but I guess he's trying to control the board. Okay. This is starting to look a little better. So we definitely want to take out this guy eventually. Let's go ahead and move you all up. Let's go ahead and move you a little further down. And we're just gonna see, that's gonna be 4 damage, so 4 there. And we're gonna go ahead and put the championship ring on this guy because he'll heal himself. Actually, you know what? That could be a waste, because that catapult's not going to hurt me for a little while, and I should be able to rally it next turn. There we go, that's why we do that. Kinfolk Brave is going to save the day here. So let's go ahead and do this. Do this. So there we go. My wolf bro just died, so that sucks. I forgot he had that fire enchant. And knowing my luck, it'll be the Kinfolk that dies. So he takes 2 damage every time he attacks, and if it's a relentless enemy, that means every time, not just one attack move, but if there's a unit here, here, and here, and then the idol, it's 2 damage each time. So always want to put something on there, because that means he won't be able to do anything. Useless contraption right there. It's pretty decent. So let's hear, what other cards can I get? Another Kinfolk Brave. So can I actually take this guy down? I think the answer to that riddle is yes. All I gotta do is up here, right here, one there, more rallying, because why not? And I'm actually going to go ahead and take down this wall too. I can start doing idle damage here in just a moment. So that guy, see, he went poof because of the enchant that he had, but now I've completely cleared his board. Notice that I haven't done any damage to his idols, but this is what you want to do as a growth deck. And he's already conceding the GG, so there we go. That was a demoralization victory and a pretty good comeback. Notice that I had only done 1 damage to his idols, but I took him out of what he wanted to do, and that was someone with a much better rating than me. So, sweet. Alright, so not the cleanest game in the world, but still a win is a win, and hope you all enjoyed that. Next time we're going to do either some ranked matches or start doing some trials on camera, because those are pretty interesting as well. But this is Way to Fail, and for now we are 316 gold richer, and I will see you all next time.